One.
Hello and welcome to Season 12 of Bets. We have a great show planned for you today. First, we'll be giving our final picks for the NFL awards, then previewing some fights from Down Under, and ending with our surefire picks of the week. So don't go anywhere because Bet starts right now. Welcome back, Bets faithful. To my left, I have Augie Aronson, and to my right, Scott Harris. How we feeling, boys?
Oh, I'm feeling ready to go. I'm ready to make some money today.
I'm particularly ecstatic to be next to Ben Huber and Augie Aronson.
You know, it's an honor sharing this desk with you, Scott Harris, for the first time ever.
Let's do it.
Oh, boy. And special guest today, Jaden Hermit. How we doing?
I am doing great, Ben. Thank you for having me. The sun is shining. The birds are chirping. I am ready to talk football with y'all today.
Yeah, I mean, the iguanas, right?
Oh, I mean,
Oh,
the
boy.
sun is shining. Jaden is correct. It's kind of taking a break, though. Maybe the sun needs a little vacation. It's way too cold in Florida right now. Watch out for these iguanas, like Ben was saying. Nobody needs to get hit in the head.
No, not today.
Except for these guys that we're about to talk about.
Yeah, maybe if my MVP, if your MVP favorite gets hit with an iguana, mine might win. So maybe that would be beneficial to
Yeah.
me.
Also,
But-
can we say maybe these Hall of Fame voters that did not vote Bill Belichick in the first ballot for Hall of Fame also might need to get hit by a flying iguana in the head?
Yeah.
They need to
Possibly.
get some sense knocked back into them. I'm not a Patriots fan, but how does that guy not make first ballot Hall of Fame? It's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm a Bill Belichick hater, so it's cool with me. But so for our first pick of the day, Jaden, why don't you just start it off for us?
Starting off with y'all today, I have Myles Garrett for Defensive Player of the Year. You probably won't make too much money off of this pick, but let's be honest. He is the most dominant defender of our generation. He broke the single-season sack record this year. He's just been dominant, a driving force for the Cleveland Browns this whole season. I go Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I mean, Myles Garrett went out and set the sack record this year. Absolutely phenomenal season. Just no questions. What do y'all think?
Oh, he's by far the Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, like you said, he did set the sack record. I just think, minus 10,000 odds?
Yeah.
Is it really
Right.
worth putting any money on? Like,
No.
you're not going to
No.
win anything. So, but no, Jaden's 100% right. He is the Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty much on here just so we can glaze him, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like my pick. It's uncontested, but we'll get there when we get there.
But yeah, what is your going into that? What is your pick,
Sure.
Scott
I
Harris?
guess we'll go ahead. My pick is for Comeback Player of the Year, and it's Christian McCaffrey. He's basically the only pick, just like Myles Garrett. I can't really think of anybody else who's going to win it. I mean, last year, he only got to play 4 games before that injury against Buffalo this season. In 17 games this season, however, he had a career 311 carries. He had 1,202 yards total, which is his 3rd career best. He had 10 touchdowns, 2nd career best. And I just think it was a shame that they got knocked out in the NFC West chip. But I'm really happy to see Christian playing like this. I mean, it reminds me of his young Carolina days. It just brings a tear to my eye. And that's why I think it's just uncontested here. I mean, comeback player, monster season. I mean, look at that catch there. That's incredible. And, seriously, it's just like Myles Garrett here. No contestation.
pretty much uncontested.
Comeback player of the year, easily undisputed.
Yeah, this is a guy who obviously deserves this award, just like how Myles Garrett deserves it. I feel like McCaffrey's one of those guys, though, like they could have won this award several times,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
when he was in Carolina. It felt like he had a injury, and then he would come back and have a monster season, have another injury, then have another monster season the next year. Just felt like a guy who he hasn't won this award before, but who could potentially have won this award a couple times
Yeah.
before. And a lot of this, I feel like a lot of this 49ers team could have been eligible to win this award this year because it felt like last year
But they all got hurt again.
everybody got hurt. Yeah, they did all get hurt,
again.
So, yeah, what do you think, Jaden?
As much as I hate Christian McCaffrey because he destroys my Cardinals every time we play, we got to go Christian McCaffrey for this award. I mean, he's had a great, phenomenal season. He's just been great. He's been great. I think a quarterback has won this award the past 7 years, so I think it's time for us to switch it up.
Did Joey Flack win it?
Could I interject
I think
there,
he did,
though?
yeah, just
Yeah.
for being ass and then coming back.
Yeah.
Let me just interject there, though. It's not hard for any player to destroy the Cardinals, just to be fair with you there.
Jaden, you're a
Wow.
Cardinals
Straight,
fan
right.
and a
Yeah.
Grizzlies
Sorry,
fan?
I'm sorry, man.
It's been a tough year. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Pick a struggle, dog.
Yeah, I
need
feel bad, 'cause
help.
it's not like they're both mid. They're both just below average. So it's not even like you're living in mediocrity. You're just living in below average. It's okay, though,
Yeah.
Jaden. Eventually, maybe your life will pick up.
Hopefully.
All right, well, before we run out of time, we're going to talk about the MVP. This is the only one that's a real competition, in my opinion, at least. I have Drake May at plus 160.
You mean Drake, May?
Oh, yeah, Drake, May. Let's get it right.
Yeah.
Let's say his full government name. But, I mean, I think, honestly, he's my MVP. Matthew Stafford in that conversation. We'll get to him later. But Drake May, I mean, 4,000 yards, fourth in the NFL, 31 touchdowns, third in the NFL. But his rushing stats is where he kind of pulls ahead, in my opinion. I mean, when you look at what this guy has done in his second year in the NFL, it is absolutely insane to me. He's got 450 yards on the ground, opposed to Matthew Stafford's 1, and then 4 extra touchdowns added on there. Just in my opinion, Drake May has been one of the best quarterbacks. In my opinion, he's been the best, and that's why I have him over Matthew Stafford. What do you think, Augie?
I'm the complete opposite. I'm thinking it's Matthew Stafford. The only person in the May family who I think should win MVP is his wife for Bakemas, because those recipes looked good, and I'd made a few of those myself, and boy, were they tasty. But it's Matthew Stafford, guys. I know Ben thinks it's Drake May. It's not. Don't listen to him. It's Matthew Stafford at minus 140. He talked about Drake May's rushing. Let's not confuse Drake May for Lamar Jackson, guys. Okay? He did not have that kind of Lamar Jackson running prowess. And yes, sorry that a 37-year-old Matthew Stafford is not keeping up on the ground with Drake May. Also, did you see him run over somebody the other day, though, when they were playing the Seahawks? Matthew Stafford's always lowered that shoulder. But look, Matthew Stafford has most yards in his career here, 4,700 yards, or excuse me, second most or third most, excuse me, sorry. He threw for 46 touchdowns, led the league in both yards and touchdowns. Yeah, Drake May might have had a couple more rushing touchdowns. Either way, Matthew Stafford still threw for more touchdowns with 46 of them. I mean, look, this guy also led the league in yards per game. Matthew Stafford's a clear MVP at minus 140. This Rams team was one of the best teams, in my opinion, all season, and I think it's the clear choice and not Drake May.
I mean, to me, it's kind of hard to give the MVP to a guy who didn't even win this division, right? I know this was a really close and a very stacked division, but the Patriots blew out almost everyone they played.
The Seahawks went, 14-3?
Yeah, but they didn't win the division. When's the last time MVP has come from a team that's in the wild card?
I don't know.
Doesn't
I don't
usually
know off my. Okay. Look, well, it's gonna happen this year because that's just how it's gonna happen. Sorry that the rest of, the Bills, they were a little disappointing this season. Right. I felt like, but sorry that your team sucks and doesn't put up any fight. And the Jets, the Jets are the Jets. So what are we expecting there? But just to back up my case a little bit more, Matthew Stafford was first team All-Pro. Drake May was second team All-Pro.
You mind if I act as a tiebreaker here?
Yeah, you and Jaden gotta give your picks. Here.
Yeah, actually, it could either be a tie ending out with, but I'm gonna give my pick real quick, and I'm gonna say that it's going to be Drake May because I think Drake May shows more of the.
Scotty, and I held your suit for 2 weeks in my car.
He did.
Really?
I left it out, and he picked it up for me. This is my dog right here. I might have to switch my pick for it.
No.
Anyway,
we go way back.
Anyways, Drake. Yeah, we do. Drake May. I think he has more of the characteristics of a great quarterback. I mean, he can run it, he can pass it. Matthew Stafford is more pass. I think Matthew Stafford had like 1 carry this season when it came to like actually rushing it. 1 rushing touchdown. Okay, not terrible. Drake May had more. But yeah, that's my pick.
How many goal line fades did this guy throw on the 1 yard line? Devontae Adams.
Relax.
Come on, this
is
all right.
Sorry for him putting the ball in a good spot. But Jaden, real quick, who do you got?
Yeah, no, I'm going to have to lean towards Matthew Stafford here. Strength of schedule was kind of the decision maker between this pick. Obviously, both quarterbacks had great seasons. But Matthew Stafford is getting it done in the NFC West, arguably the toughest division in the entire NFL. And let's be honest, the Patriots season was kind of Mickey. Their schedule's kind of Mickey. So
they did. Didn't they have like the 4th easiest or 3rd easiest?
When you play the Jets and the Dolphins 4 times, it's a Mickey Mouse schedule.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm switching up. It's Matthew Stafford, Augie. You got that. Thank you for holding my suit. Thank you for holding my suit.
All right, whatever. Well, with that, we're going to have to end this segment. Next segment, we have UFC, so don't go anywhere.
The quick interruption. We'll be right back for your show. For now, let me give you a quick rundown of what the Hitting the Field Network has planned for you. My name is Edgar Rodriguez, and I'm the host of Hitting the Field Season 22, live streaming every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern. There, you'll find me and our expert guests talking about everything in the wide world of sports. On Tuesday, get ready because it's Season 10 of Nighttime. Hosted by Andrew Gregg and Joe Geiger, Nighttime keeps you up to date on everything happening in the world of college sports and UCF athletics. Moving on to Wednesday, we have Season 8 of The Combine, hosted by our very own Kathleen Moore. This podcast takes a deep and technical dive into everything NFL, and you won't want to miss that. On Thursday, we go live with Bets, where our Bets boys, Ben Huber, Augie Aronson, and Scott Harris, will give their expert opinion that might just make you some money. On Friday, Season 4 of Girls Got Game takes over with only the hottest topics in women's sports, hosted by none other than Katie Sue Christensen and Mia Flores. And to round out the week, Season 3 of HTFC comes on Saturday, hosted by Octavius Lawrence and Santiago Molina. Soccer never stops, and HTFC will be your stop for everything in the world of football. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok, where you can find non-stop additional content, as well as stay updated on all HTFN news. Lastly, leave a like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to the Hitting the Field Network on YouTube. That's all I got. I'm Edgar Rodriguez signing off. Enjoy the rest of your show.
And we're back. This segment, we are going to be recapping UFC 324 and previewing UFC 325 back-to-back weeks. So I feel like it's fitting. We got to talk about the UFC. And for our special guests today, we have Anya Garibashvili and Natalie Bermudez. How are we doing?
We're feeling great. We're excited to be here.
We're so back, UFC, back-to-back weekends. Who cannot be more excited than us?
Literally.
Come on. Let's go. We're so back, guys. I'm
Yeah,
really
we're
excited.
fired up right
so
now.
back.
We're just
So back.
particularly fired up for some wrestling.
It's not just
Hey,
wrestling.
Scotty.
Oh boy.
Relax,
I'm just kidding.
relax.
Fighting.
It was a big first card, okay? First card
I
on
just
Paramount
you
Plus.
know,
Paramount
it
Plus.
might just be like wrestling where it's like fixed. That's why I said it. No, I'm
Oh,
just messing
wow.
with you.
That's a big
hot
allegation.
take.
Yo,
Somebody get Scotty after this.
All right,
That's a
hopefully-
fake hot take.
Hopefully
I'm-
Uncle Dana doesn't strike
I'm
this
just trying to
video.
get the viewership up, all right?
All right. So last week, as we talked about, we saw Patty the Batty Pimblett go up against Justin Gaethje, and he got pretty battered up and ended up losing in a unanimous decision. Natalie and Anya, how did you feel watching that?
I can go first on this. Honestly, as somebody who I think Gaethje does deserve this win. I mean, he's a veteran in the octagon, but also I feel like Patty was just missing his typical derangement that he has. Like, the person that was in the ring in 324 for Patty was not the same one who was singing "Where's Your Head At" with just a 1,000-yard stare at his opponents. So I do think that Gaethje won it fair and square. I just think that Patty could have done better also on his half. What about you, Natalie?
I'm glad that Justin Gaethje won because Patty Pimblett did not have enough experience, I feel like, to have that fight against Gaethje. Everyone was saying, oh, Patty's going to win, Patty's going to win. You see him on the fight win streak, whatever. But, I mean, the highlight, Justin Gaethje has fought high-caliber opponents. I had Justin Gaethje from the start, and I'm glad that he won. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also had Justin Gaethje. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer, honestly, but I'm glad how it happened to me. It was an absolute scrap. I wanted Patty to win, but I'm glad that they put on a show for the fans.
Yeah, I also had Gaethje. The only time I was really excited about this fight, not that I wasn't excited, was when Patty was walk out. The only time I ever was excited about Patty, I was like, but I had Gaethje the entire time. I was sitting at Buffalo Wild Wings, made all my friends a bunch of money because Patty closed as the favorite. So
Yep.
got the dog pay with Justin Gaethje, and I was like, Justin Gaethje's too good.
He's too
to be underdog.
experienced. I
Yeah.
mean, Patty's only beat one other, only one ranked opponent now. I mean, it's Michael Chandler, and really getting him a title shot off of Michael Chandler. Come on. But that's all we're going to talk about for UFC 224. We're going to move on to the fights this weekend. We got Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopez 2. Last fight, it was Volkanovski taking the win. What do we think is going to happen in this one, Natalie and Anya?
If you want to go first, you have a bit of a controversial take.
Okay, yeah, my controversial take. I'm not going for Volk this time. My heart says Volk, but my brain says Diego Lopez. I feel like Diego Lopez has been winning against high caliber opponents, in my opinion. And even though Volk has the belt and he has proved time and time again that he can stand with the big dogs, I believe that Diego Lopez could get this done. Maybe not by knockout, probably by decision. Because I know that Volk, he has slight of a chin. You know, he got knocked out by Topuria, but, you know, Topuria is a different kind of breed. But I believe that Diego Lopez could get this done by decision. I'm not counting Volk out completely, but, you know, I don't know. I just got to pick Diego Lopez on this one. How about you, Anya?
I gotta go against you. I think it's gonna be Volkanovski. However, I don't think it'll be unanimous decision. I do think that Lopez could sway one of the judges to say that he deserved to win the fight. So basically, it all just comes down to Volk has the experience. He also has a bit of a reputation to hold up, so he's got a bit more motivation to keep the belt. And additionally, before we were talking about this on the show, he knows how to handle, he knows how to handle the octagon in a way and control it that I really haven't seen many strikers do. He's got the good footwork. He knows how to work his opponents to his advantage. So that's why I'm going to go with Volkanovski. Also, he strikes, and he doesn't always have the power behind it, but he has the precision and the accuracy.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you, Anya. I mean, I was hearing out Natalie at first when she was talking about Diego Lopez, but I disagree. I don't think he can get it done by decision. I think that if he wants to beat Volk, he has to get a knockout here. I think Volk is too good. He's not going to really get hit a bunch of times. He's not like Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez is a blockhead, and he finds Volkanovski is going to find Lopez's chin a lot in this fight. He doesn't have the power to put him out, but I think that's going to sway the judges and going to get him that win over 5 rounds. So I have Volkanovski by decision, sitting at plus 150. I mean, I really like these odds. I think that it's either going to be Diego Lopez by knockout or Volk by decision. What about you guys?
Yeah, so I am in the exact same thought process as you, Ben. But I don't think Volk's win. I think Diego Lopez is going to win, but it has to be by knockout. He's not going to beat him in the decision. And we just saw the clip of him bouncing Pat Sabatini's head off the canvas. I think he was dribbling him like a basketball. But I think Diego Lopez is going to find Volk's chin, and we've seen Volk get a little beat up, especially against Topuria. But to be honest, who isn't Topuria beating like that? Yeah, there's a reason that guy's that guy. But I think Diego Lopez gets done. Diego Lopez is just a brawler. I mean, he knocked out Gene Silva, and we just saw Gene Silva win on 324. That was an interesting fight. That was him and Arnold Allen.
Definitely.
That was an interesting fight. But, yeah, I like Diego Lopez.
All right, I've got the same pick as Ben. I've got the short king. It may be cold, but we're going to be warming up for a short king spring soon. We got 5'6". We got 5'6" Volk by decision. He's got that defensive skill that's probably going to keep him in longer than usual. I mean, he's got volume strikes and just he's got that really strong grapple and everything. He's just gonna keep holding him, holding him. He's gonna hold Diego Lopez.
Very good anti-grappling too. I mean, one thing Volk does really well is he hovers above his opponents on the ground and is able to land some crazy ground and pound strikes. And he did that against Diego Lopez in their last fight. I think he can do that once again, and that's really gonna sway the judges too. I mean, if Diego Lopez lands a takedown and then Volk reverses decision and starts landing ground and pound shots, I mean, that's huge. So I think he's going to end up doing that one again.
Yeah, I just think Diego Lopez has got something to prove. In the second fight, there's going to be something different. He's going to hit Volk with something Volk's not thinking he's going to get hit with, or there's just something inside Diego Lopez that I feel like in the second fight, a rematch, because the first fight kind of felt like a domination towards Volk.
Sure.
I think Diego Lopez is going to have just something a little bit more, and is going to pull this one out.
I just think Volk always looks better in the rematch. I mean, we saw him in a trilogy against Max Holloway. It was a close first fight, and then beat him again in the last two.
He didn't look better in the rematch against Islam, though.
That's true. He was on short notice in that one.
That's true, 100%. But he didn't look better in that one. So
that's true.
There is an exception for every rule.
Definitely. But before we run out of time, let's go into the co-main event. It's BSD versus Dan Hooker. What do you guys think?
I mean, I think I'm going to go with the popular vote, and that's going to be Saint-Denis going to get this. I do think he's going to get it by submission, though, just because he does have he has a good mix of skills. Just quickly reviewing my notes here just to make sure that I have everything set aside properly. Saint-Denis, he's got the experience. I never thought I'd say this, but I am supporting the French in this fight. I've seen his fights before. He really only ever got knocked out bad by Dustin Poirier. And, I mean, I just don't see Hooker having the same presence that Poirier has in the ring. So that's where I'm going to stand. Natalie?
Yeah, so my pick for this one is actually Dan Hooker. I know that Benoit Saint-Denis is the favorite in this one, but I just really like Dan Hooker as a fighter. I think he could give a good scrap, and he's not afraid to, put himself out there and even get caught in some situations. He's number 6 ranked against Benoit Saint-Denis, who's number 8 in the division right now. Dan Hooker has gone against Dustin Poirier before, and that fight was a war. If you guys haven't seen that fight, I definitely should recommend to go back and see that fight. Even though it was a long time ago, they still put on a war and gave the fans what they wanted. Benoit Saint-Denis did get knocked out by Dustin Poirier, so I don't know. MMA math, you can do your MMA math on that one, but I'm picking Dan Hooker for this one. I feel like Dan Hooker can catch Benoit Saint-Denis' chin once again, just like Dustin Poirier. But yeah, the BSD is a dog, but I like Dan Hooker more.
It's definitely going to be a scrap.
Definitely a scrap.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely respect your pick with Dan Hooker. I mean, he's a vet, and I think this is honestly, this is a pick-em to me, and the odds are way in the favor of Saint Denis. So I can definitely see throwing a flyer out on Dan Hooker, not a bad idea. But I do have Saint Denis at minus 340. I think he's just better everywhere the fight goes. I mean, on the ground, on the feet, some crazy power. Just knocked out Beneil Dariush in the first 30 seconds of their fight, and then he was able to submit Mauricio Rufy in his second to last fight. So I think either way, he has better striking and better grappling and has taken way less damage in the course of his career. He's way younger. So what do you guys have?
All right, you have him by submission, you said?
I haven't chose submission or decision or knockout.
You just
I
have
think
him all out winning.
it could go either way. But honestly, I know you have submission. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I do. I've been Saint-Denis winning by submission. I mean, he has a strong background in judo skills. He just applies the pressure constantly during fights. I just think it'll be too much for a 35-year-old Hooker. BSD's got a 100% finish rate, of course. He's got a slightly better strike accuracy to him too, which, to be a stat nerd for a second, that might be, situational with a fighter.
But it's applicable.
Yeah, I think Hooker's Muay Thai route just won't clash well with that forward pressure that BSD has against him.
Yeah, I like BSD to win this as well. I mean, you were talking about that BSD Poirier fight. Now, yeah, that fight was quick, but boy, was that an entertaining fight. It was one of my favorite fights I've ever seen. And just you talking about him not taking much damage. Boy, did he take a lot of damage in that fight.
He did in that fight. But I mean, Dan Hooker took more damage in that Poirier fight.
Oh, 100%.
Probably
100%.
More than Patty took against Gaethje. I mean, that
it kind of feels like Patty was a little pinata, just waiting to just the blood popping off his face every time
brutal.
Gaethje hit him. But yeah, I got BSD to win, like Ben does and a lot of these other people up here at minus 340.
Yeah, I mean, I think this week of fights is going to be absolute cinema. I mean, I'm excited. But that's going to do it for this segment. But stay tuned. We're going to be giving our surefire picks of the week next.
You never got me anything for my birthday.
I don't even know what that is. I thought birthdays were every 100 years like the Kids' Choice Awards.
What?
Finally, he's here, man. He's always late.
Who?
Marcus?
You good? I'd give them one of these. One of these.
Behind every on-screen moment is a whole team of engineers and technologists.
And you can be a part of such a team through SMPTE at UCF. You'll join a team of students just like you who are ready to innovate the future of TV and film.
With SMPTE at UCF, you'll be able to connect with local industry pros, learn about new technology in the industry, as well as get backstage experience that really matters. Join SMPTE for a backstage pass to all of this.
We meet every last Monday of the month for our general body meetings. There, we discuss how new technology is being used to create new media, and we get to highlight local professionals and their specialties.
On top of that, we have some site visits planned, so tune into our social media to be notified of when those will happen.
So if you're ready to pull back the curtain and find out what really happens behind the scenes, join SMPTE at UCF.
And we are back for our final segment of the episode, Surefire Picks of the Week. Let's start off hot here. Let's go 3 for 3. I mean, that's always the goal, right? But I think last semester we did pretty freaking well. I think we can do it again.
Yeah, I was really excited with what we did last semester as far as we actually hit a lot. And I mean, like, a lot. I think we were in the 85% range or something like that, or even better as far as our bets hitting. So I'm trying to make you guys some more money.
Our 5 viewers are going to make a ton of money this week. But Augie, you have some college basketball started out with us.
Yeah, there's a top 10 matchup happening in East Lansing, Michigan this weekend with number 7 Michigan State hosting Michigan. A little rivalry game. I like Michigan State here at minus 110. This is a pretty even betting line, but I just can't justify betting against the great Tom Izzo. It's just not something I can justify. Now, his team hasn't been shooting best, and if you look at the advanced stats, the nerds might say, hey, Michigan's the pick here because they got a little bit better advanced stats. I'm just not buying it. I like a Tom Izzo coach team. They always play well. Cohen Carr's had his struggles shooting, but hey.
He's a monster.
That guy's a monster. That guy's a slasher. That guy's going to get to the rim. I like Dusty May, the coach of Michigan, former FAU guy who led them all the way to the Final Four. As a South Florida kid myself, I was really interested in that. I just don't think that Michigan's going to come into East Lansing and win. I like Tom Izzo's Michigan State minus 110.
Yeah, I mean, I like it too, honestly. I mean, college basketball, I feel like the NBA is more of a toss-up. So, I mean, college basketball is a little bit safer of a pick. But, yeah, I mean, Tom Izzo's a wonderful coach, I think. Yeah.
I mean,
Michigan State.
It's going to be one crazy game. Michigan is the number 3 team in the country, and Michigan State's the number 7. So,
and,
I could see either
Michigan State's favored in this one?
It's like minus 110 and like plus 120.
With the home court advantage, it makes sense. It makes
if
sense.
it was like a neutral site, I think Michigan would probably be favored, but it's not. Yeah. It's in East Lansing. So that's a pro for this bet.
Yeah, I do like that one. All right, Scott, what's your pick?
I got to say, I'm sure fired up for my surefire pick. I guess, bro.
I guess, bro.
Yeah, somebody cut his mic.
The Stadium Series is happening this Sunday in the NHL. It is a hockey game outside at Raymond James Stadium where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play, obviously. How is that happening in Florida? I don't know. They're doing some climate control crap. But I've got the Tampa Bay Lightning playing the Boston Bruins. I've got the Lightning beating them. I've got their money line. I've got Nikita Kucherov getting a goal. Nikita Kucherov getting a goal. I think he's been on a hot point streak for like 12 or 13 games now. I'm not sure whether it's been broken or not. In the last 9 games, I think the Lightning are 8-0-1. Insane.
Crazy.
They lost in a shootout, I'm pretty sure. They lost in a shootout, and they've just been on fire. Vasilevsky's been great. He got a shutout in his last game. We've got Braden Point. We've got Jake Gensel. Amazing offense. This is an amazing Tampa Bay Lightning team. I haven't been this excited about the Lightning in years, which scares me because the last time I was this ecstatic about the Lightning was in 2019. This was before we won back-to-back. It was in 2019 when we lost in the first round getting swept by the Columbus Blue Jackets. But, I don't think Jeremy Swayman's good enough. Boston's been hot, too. They've got the same record in the last 9 games as the Lightning. But I just don't think it's enough to beat this current Lightning team, even though they are the team to beat in the NHL right now. I believe they're second or third place in the league right now, and that's why I've got the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, they don't even need to do climate control because it's going to be 22 degrees in Florida on Sunday, the day of this game. So
that is the climate control.
Yeah, they don't really need to do climate control. If they just get a little water from the top of the stadium, put a hose or something out there, it's just going to freeze and they're going to get fresh ice.
Right now they've got a tent. They've got a tent that they're keeping up over the ice for the next few days until we actually get game day, and they're just going to rip it off. Yeah.
Huh.
It's so crazy.
The Lightning have been on a tear recently. I think they've only lost 1 game since the start of the new year, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's absolutely insane. We talked about it on Mock Show. That's when they hadn't lost a game. So they've dropped 1 since then, but still an insane run. I think they got a chance maybe to go back to the Stanley Cup this year, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, boo.
I'm not saying nothing.
Just wait till Sasha.
Like I said, last time this team was that good and up in the standings like that, I was gravely disappointed, but we got back-to-back the next 2 years.
Were you disappointed last year when the Panthers beat you guys?
Not too much because
I feel like this is like mom and dad arguing.
We've always been the big brother in Florida, so can't really.
All right, before we run out of time, I'm gonna talk about my surefire pick. I have Quentin Southkill, the Australian on the Australia God, winning by knockout at minus 160. Sorry, that was kind of cringe, but I have him smoking his opponent this week. He's going against Jamie Malarkey, the veteran in the UFC. I mean, this guy's on a huge knockout streak right now. Knocked out Anshul Jubilee and Nasrat Haqparast.
Say those names.
They call him something that I probably shouldn't say on here. But going against his first white opponent actually this week, so maybe that changes. But kind of interesting, right? I mean, him and Max Holloway are the only people that haven't beat a white guy in the UFC, right? Isn't that crazy?
Wow, yeah. That sounds like an ESPN-generated stat if I've ever heard an ESPN-generated stat. But that is pretty crazy. Is that I don't know, de-influencing you for his? I mean, obviously
No,
you
I
picked
just,
him. But
I just think,
are you
it's, a,
scared
I
about
just think
that?
it's a wild stat. I don't know. I just think
It
it's
is a
crazy.
wild stat. It's like one of those like LeBron stats that used to
Right?
pop up in like 2015. Like LeBron's the first ever player to do this, and it's like the most cherry-picked stat of all time.
I saw it on like some kind of stat website, and I was like, that's.
He's the first fighter to win in Sydney, Australia on a Tuesday. Like
Something like that, right? Yeah, I have Colin Southkill this week breaking the curse at -160. Do you guys think he can get a knockout?
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Up and coming contender in the UFC, so I like it a lot. But that's going to be all. We're going to wrap it up with that. So tune back in next week for bets. We're going to have another great show planned for you. So see you next time.